Now we're at the conclusion of Esther and the Balance of Power from the book All the Women of the Bible. And let's get into it. Don't look at me. That whole speech was the Lord God's doing, first to last. Remember, the king has to keep power in his realm in balance, but the Lord God holds the heart of kings in his hands and can arrange matters as he wishes for his chosen ones. Who's the man? The king demanded, breaking in. Who would dare to such a thing? Where is he? He was white with rage and angrier than I'd ever see him. Angrier than I ever hoped to see him again. That was the Lord God's wrath, I believe, burning through the king. Who is he? I repeated. The one who hates us and has condemned us to die? Why, it's Haman, sitting right there. Well, Haman started to quake. The king flung himself from his couch and plunged out into the garden in his fury. And Haman, knowing his life was forfeit, threw himself across me, blubbering and begging for his life. I never got a chance to answer him. The king stormed back into the banqueting hall, saw Haman prostrate across my couch, pinning me in, and froze, his mouth dropping open. Then very softly, in a tone so deadly, it made the hair stand up on the back of my neck, he said, "And now he's going to rape my queen in my palace before my very eyes?" And that was the end of Haman. They hanged him on the gibbet he had built in front of his house for Uncle Mordecai. Happy ending? Well, yes. But that decree of extermination was still in place, remember? So back I went to the king, weeping and pleading with him to send a written decree to undo the decree Haman had issued. He just smiled and told Uncle to write out in the king's name whatever kind of decree he wanted for the Jews, and to use the king's signet to seal it so it would be irrevocable. And that's what Uncle did. The decree, which countermanded Haman's decree, took effect the same day Haman had hoped to slaughter us all. So that's what happened, and that's how the Lord God takes care of his own. Men balance power. The Lord God is power. Blessed is his name. Well, I hope you enjoyed this story time, and you'll join me later on today for your nightly dose of comfort for that bedtime story. And I hope you'll join me tomorrow for Eve and the Charms of the Plausible Stranger. And as ever and as always, I am so glad you exist. I am proud of you and I love you. And I hope you never ever forget that somebody smiled today because of you. Because you are enough. You matter and you are perfect. You always have been. You always will be. Period.